Now I'm going to show you Mrs. Claus. Well, not really Mrs. Claus, just her outfit. Gotta keep it simple here on this one. But I am going to show you two versions. I'm going to show you the fondant version and also how you can do it in royal icing. Okay, for all those people that only want royal icing. So I am going to take my fondant here, my red. I'm going to start with the fondant one obviously here. And just roll this out, cut it with the same cutter. So for the royal icing one, you really don't have to use the cutter again, besides just baking the cookie. This cutter is actually good because it doesn't have to be Mrs. Claus dress. You can use it, you know, pretty much all year for just cute little dresses. And like I said, this is a pretty quick one too. So I'm gonna go ahead, just cut that out in the red. Keep that handy because I'll use it for the belt portion. Pick this up, put a little bit of water behind it, and then pop it on. Just try to be careful not to get your hands in the water. If you do, wipe it off before you go to smooth this out. Move that on over, and voila. So now I'll go to the black. And all I need for the black right now is just a little strip. So I'll just take a little of it here. And then I'm going to take the cutter right across this area here, kind of wiggle it a bit, cut, and then go to the little tracing wheel. So I'm going to cut right in here and right down there. So right where it's kind of cinched in the middle, and this is your cute little belt. That's going to go right across there. And I do kind of just stretch that over around the sides there a tiny bit. And we can go ahead and use the plunger cutters here. So these are my square plunger cutters. This is a thick one, or the biggest out of the set. I'm going to cut with that one. And then take the smallest. I'm just going to kind of get down here at eye level so I can get it a little bit more even. And then pick that up, place that on top. So if I just pop it on there, it's going to be too small. So if you actually just kind of stretch it this way a little bit, and then turn it, stretch it out this way a little bit, or if you have bigger cutters, you can use those also. But that's all I have. So I'm making it work, because that's what I do, right? Make it work. Make it work. I do like it to stick down a tiny bit more, and then I'll just stretch it up this way a bit, and voila. Okay, and then for hers here, what I'll do is I'll just take a little piece of this black and roll it into a ball, like that. And then take my finger and place it over half and just roll. See how I put my hand at an angle and just roll a little bit? Like that, and then I'm going to place this right here so it's part of the belt buckle. And then right in this area, I'm just going to take two balls of black for buttons. So there's one right about there, and the other one, so the hardest thing is just getting them the same size. Deal though, and just press that on. Again, at any point, if it's not sticking, just use a tiny bit of water. If I don't need to use it, I don't, because I don't want it to, the black to bleed onto the red and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to come back here and do a little detailing. So if this was a dress, it'd be kind of like flowing and have maybe, you know, some little creases and things in it. So I'm just going to come in. So where these little grooves are, I'm going to take my veining tool. It's got the scoop going upward like that. It's the thin end, not the thick end. And I am just going to kind of press and curve. And then I'll do some little creases. Not all the same. We are going to pipe some fur down here, but I do want this to come up a little higher. Okay, so I have some that are a little lower. You don't want them all to be the same height. You want it to kind of mix it up a little bit. So just about like that is fine. And then we can go to the royal icing. Tip number 6, and we're just going to do a little bit of fur. So I'm just gonna take it here and I'm gonna squeeze, keep the tip slightly embedded in the icing, swirl, 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 up and down, up and down. Woo! There we go. And then you can always come back. It looks like I did thicker here, not as thick in the center, so I'll just come back over it. Not a big deal. I like to make sure that I cover the bottom part there. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of fur right up here at the top. So I'll start right about here, come part way over, like so. And then same over here. And then I need to get a little bit of my gold dust and just highlight that belt buckle. And then that one is pretty much finished, so you can see it's a pretty quick cookie to do and super cute because not everyone does things for Mrs. Santa. It's all about Santa. Santa, 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 Santa this, Santa that, never Mrs. Santa. But you know, there's always a good woman that's really the boss behind the man, right? Sorry guys, whoever's out there watching. Okay, so we are gonna go ahead and just paint, paint, paint. I actually got a little bit of the gold paint where I did not want it. So I can clean that up in a second and show you how. So it's kind of, I just did it there again too, and then inside there. So I can take a small brush, a little bit of water, get a towel ready here, and just very lightly use the water to kind of clean that up. And even over here on the side. And there we go. Okay. And then it needs, you know, it's just black and it needs black, red, white. It needs another color, green, right? Holly. So we're gonna go ahead and use the holly plunger, the little PME 3 holly plunger, which I love. It's a set of 2. I really like it. I use it a lot. Get a lot of use out of it. So, okay, roll this out, and we will do several of these at the base of the dress, just to kind of add a little bit more color to this. Dress it up. Make sure you can slide it. I'll take it, cut, clean it with my thumb, press down, pop it out, and then pop it on the bottom. Take the back of the paintbrush and just kind of pop in and just kind of let it flow up like that. Just, what was that again? Right? So we're gonna do 3 of these. 1 there, 1 right in the middle. Ready? And then 1 more over here on the side. Whoops, out of control. Isn't that cute? All right, and I'm gonna do 1 more up here at the belt. Now this one I'll need a tiny bit of water here. I'm just gonna put it here off to the side. Still use the back of the paintbrush to kind of push on. Give it, sometimes I'll give these, see I'm giving this holly just a little movement here rather than just having it flat. And use your tools if you can't get in there with your fingers, kind of lift up like so. And then I will come back with my royal icing tip number 3, red royal icing. And just do a little dot in the center. Squeeze, stop squeezing, move the tip off to the side. And then since she's a little bit, you know, she's fancy, so I'm gonna take a little gold and I am just gonna dust the edges very lightly of the holly just to get a little bit of sparkly on there. And you can see it just kind of, that pops it a little bit. So I'm not worrying about, you know, going in and out of every little piece of the holly. It's just a very quick little stroke of the gold. you're not even getting all, you know, every single edge, which is fine. And we're almost there. Whee. There we go. And Mrs. Claus is all ready.